follow me down, head into the unknown, down the rabbit hole, where it stops no one knows. We're going down. We're going down. We're going down. Do you dare to follow me down? Head into the unknown.
Hello, everyone. I just got stung by a wasp. Not lying. Not impressed. Not impressed at all. I was cleaning Harley's pool because I was away for the weekend. I was down for my grandson's birthday. And so today I had a bunch of stuff I had to do. And when I got home, I walked past Harley's pool. It was disgusting. Disgusting. So I emptied it out, cleaned it out, washing the pool, spraying it out, put the hose in there, left it, went in the suite to get ready, and it felt something. Felt like it was crawling on me. So I just, what is that? Just wiped it off. Fine. Continued doing what I was doing. Then the pinch. And I grabbed my side and a wasp. So if I start slurring or pass out, call 911. I should be okay. I've been stung once before. I got it in the eye 2 years ago, like in my right here, 2 years ago. And I didn't have a huge reaction, but sorry I'm late, but that happened. So, and Harley didn't even go in his pool. When I'm done, he's laying on the couch right in front of me. So, and you guys can't even see him because he's laying on the couch in front of me. Anyway, what a wonderful start to this live stream. Thank you everybody for being here. Wonderful to see everyone. Yeah, it sucks. It's burning. It's burning and it's definitely swollen. Wow. I would show you, but I don't show that tattoo. So I can't show you, but he got me like right beside the lining of my tattoo right there. Sucks. Angry. And then it wasn't dead. It wasn't dead. So it like I threw it on the floor and it was wounded and it was crawling and I stomped over to the door and I got my sandals on and I walked back and I stomped on it so hard and I yelled at it. I said, if you just didn't sting me, you could have survived the day. Anyways, let's move on, shall we? I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. It is Monday. I do believe it is Monday. Let me just double check. It is Monday. Go figure. It's Monday. All right. So Grindell, thank you for being here. And Angelina for Justice. Good to see you. I'm so glad you're going live. I've missed you a lot. My favorite channel. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for saying that. 5:15. Hopefully you made it back. Carrie Bailey. Hey. You guys, thank you. Helicopter Grandma, good to see you. Look at those beautiful little faces. Yes, Lily and Jack are just gorgeous, and they're still missing. They're still out there. I have some questions. I just have some questions. You know, we all think about Malehya's interview the other day, and sometimes other things come back into mind, and I don't remember ever talking about this stuff. So, see you on the replay, helicopter. But I appreciate you being here when you can. Harley needs a bone before you start. Not today. I do have bones up here for him now, but not in the mood. A little bit lightheaded. Not gonna lie. Think it's just because I was so angry about it. Gus Bigel, thanks for being here. Hey, Kimber, I did see on Facebook you're home from the hospital. I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're on the mend. Bonnie Garrett, thanks for being here. Hey, Lynn and Blue Jay made it. Sorry I was late, Blue Jay. Baby Monkey, good to see you. Hey, Marie. And Mustang, good to see you. And who else? Treacherous one. Hello. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming in today. Oh, what was your old name? Did you say in chat already? I mean, you might as well say, I'm just going to go back and find out anyways. But Truth and Beauty, thanks for being here. Hey, Rob. Good to see you. Yeah, it's been a while. Envision, I hope you're doing well as well. I hope everything's going good for you. Member for 9 months, Blue Jay, thank you for that. That means a lot. Nancy Dar, hello. TJ's mom, good to see you. Hey, Camilla. Share Cares, thanks for being here. Before I get started, I'm going to go over just a couple little things for Darius. Colleen, good to see you. Hello. And Cheryl, hi. Just walked in the door, Share Cares. Glad you caught me. Sinister, hello. Tamkins, hi. YEG, you're in Edmonton. Not sure who you are, but thanks for joining today. And Ernestine, hello. Catter, I haven't seen you in a live for a long time. Good to see you. Where's the Timu ordered bride at? That's me. Anybody that's on my Facebook, I posted a picture last night of Ian and I, not even at an altar, but like in a church, dressed in wedding garb. People who know me, including my family. I mean, I'm 52, you guys, and I'm just not that kind of girl. So I'm always making jokes about, my family still waiting for me to get married or for anybody to be able to put up with me, whatever. And so I like to do these things, and I'm actively searching for a useful way to use AI in my life. And I think the Harley dancing video is phenomenal. I've done other dancing videos for grandparents, just funny stuff like that. But then there was this one thing you could do, like a wedding photo shoot. And so I did that just for kicks. And then I posted a picture. It did not disappoint, let me tell you. Leanne, good to see you. Ready to go. So Oilers, thanks for being here today. Just one sec. I wish I had gum up here. My trip to Lethbridge did go well. It was very fast, but birthday party was amazing, sweet. My little grandbaby, he's one. That is my youngest grandbaby, is now one, and probably my last grandbaby. So, Esther Malone, bonjour. Nana, good to see you. Michelle James, thanks for being here. Hey, Christina. Anybody else? Sesame, hello. Whoop. April, good to see you. My friend got her mouth stung. Ugh, gross. There was a lady down at the marina last year who also got stung drinking her, I think, twisted tea. Her lip got like huge. Donna, hello from New Brunswick. Thanks for being here. Hey, just peachy. Yikes. I don't think I have an allergy. It swells and, it burns, and it's just, I'm covered in tattoos. Classy, I know, but I mean, if I can handle that, I can handle this. Walk in the park. I apologize. I don't know. Feeling a little raspy today. It's not too smoky, but it has been. It has been. Raw honey, I don't have any. I don't have a tramp stamp. When I got this tattoo, I said, not too low. I do not want a tramp stamp. So it starts here. It's not a tramp stamp. You can see it when I wear my bathing suit. That's it. It's not a tramp stamp. And it's big. So, no tramp stamps for me. I don't have apple cider vinegar either, you guys. Lucy friends, hello. This is not going to work, you guys, because I got a lot of reading to do today. And I'm just feeling. Might have to put a video on first so that I can go get some ice or something. Better not be coming down. This better be related to the wasp bite, sting, whatever. I think whatever. If you have any duct tape, take a piece of duct tape. We have lots of duct tape here. And press down and then rip it off. Make sure you get the stinger out. Ooh. I don't think the stinger's in there though. Would I feel it? The one that I got in my eye, like it was stuck to my eye. I had to take the whole freaking wasp off of my face. Cranky Cougar, hello. And Noni, good to see you. Hey, Pinky. Dar. Little Mama, hi. Bobby Joe, good to see you. Cindy Hill, first time listener. I'm glad you found us. I haven't seen you forever, Marky. Hello. Good to see you today. They don't leave stingers? Yeah. I got him in the first one, though. Like I said, threw him on the ground. He was wounded. I never stomped on anything so hard in my life. I didn't have time to put anything on it. No. Oh, yes, he's just an epic fellow, wouldn't he? Hello, Melissa. Good to see you. Do you want to come up today? What are you doing? Hey, Sheila. Good to see you. Haven't seen you before, but thanks for being here. Old Garden Gal. Good to see you. Vertigo. That's the worst. Justice for Jack and Lily. Absolutely. Tom Lou. Hello. Hey, Bev. Finally caught alive. I'm glad you're here. Tamkins. I should told you I changed my handle name. I added a display pic. I told Sunny Tammy with a bunch of numbers. New handle Tamkins. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Colleen, another one for 9 months. Thank you so much, you guys. Yeah, last year, the year before was my first year. Didn't get stung. This is my second wasp. Oh no, this is my third. I got stung twice in one day 2 years ago. Cam, good to see you. Oh my gosh. Yeah, not me. Hello, Elsa. Happy Farm Girl. Good to see you. Is that Bevy from Timmy's? No, this is Starbies. This is strawberry refresher. Strawberry acai refresher with water, not lemonade. Delicious. It'll change your life. Get one. I'm telling you right now. I became allergic after getting stung 26 times. I heard that the more you get stung, the worse it affects you. I certainly do. I drink pickle juice. You know what? Like I can feel it stinging still and like going up my back. They should be, if I took Benadryl, I'd be asleep, passed out right now. Wasps should be illegal. If anybody can tell me what purpose on earth wasps serve, I get honeybees. I never touch honeybees, no matter what. I get it. What purpose do wasps serve here on earth, please? Dar, another one for 9 months. Wow, thank you. So many old school members. It's amazing. I owe you guys a live. Soon. So just so everybody knows, I'm letting it swell up. I'm letting it hurt me so that I can get some sympathy when Ian gets home. I'll tell him, and I don't know. You guys just want me stoned. You're all saying Benadryl. Jonquet? Sorry? Jacques? No, you're not Jacques Cousteau. That's only anybody's. Oh, yeah. Mud? Go outside and collect some dirt. The darker the dirt, the better. Make mud. Oh, not right now. Dear girl. Good to see you. I don't think I've seen you before, but thanks for being here. Send you a link. Sounds great. Then you can help me. Good to see you too. Mom's had the big C for the third time. Oh my gosh. I hope everything is okay. April, go get in the bus. Get in the bus. Leslie, hello. Good to see you. Hey, Kaylee. It's all the way up in the back of my shoulder now. What's going on? I'm just a little bitch. Member for 3 months. Thank you for that as well. And the peeing thing, that's jellyfish. Get going. Get in that bus. Somebody remind me to let her back out. This is not cool, you guys. My throat last Friday felt like something was cutting off my airway. Then the next day, coughing up a lung. Then the 12, I was rushed into ER by hubby. What was it? Do you mind saying? Because this is weird for me. I'm hoping it's just related to that. Yes, Starbucks. It'll change your life. Strawberry refresher with water. Trust me. I've sent so many people to get one, and they're like, you're right. This is beautiful. This is the best thing ever. That's why I eat vitamin C to settle your histamine reaction. Really? See, I don't know about any. I don't have allergies. It doesn't sound fun at all. You had to stay in the hospital for that? Oh, man. The production of figs, I don't like figs. They should be segregated with a fig farm there. You could always got you a bag of frozen vegetables and put it under your shirt. There we go. Wasps serve as nature's ultimate pest control agents, vital pollinators, and an essential food source for larger wildlife. Like Harley, he eats wasps for fun. I don't see them doing any good out there. You know what they do? They buzz around the recyclable bin and they buzz around Harley's swimming pool. That's what they do here. They feed. So dragonflies eat wasps because we have a ton of those here too. Bonnie, good to see you. Serve as vital roles in nature. I disagree. I'll believe you guys. Autumn, good to see you. You guys are all talking like really, you're all so smart. Belinda, good to see you. Did I say hello to you? I probably did. You know what I'm saying. All right, you guys. I think I got everybody. Oh, except Starchild. And I'm at the end of chat. Beautiful. All right. First things first, you guys. I ordered, thanks to ShareCares pointing me in the right direction, I ordered some pens and bracelets for Darius awareness that he is still missing. They're supposed to be here next week. So once they get here, I'm going to save a few, but I'll do some giveaways. We'll make it fun. Somehow we'll make it fun. Something, interesting. And not that I want to make light of it, but you know what I mean. It's about spreading awareness, sharing Darius's information. So we will do that when they arrive. But the reason I did that is because of September 21st and 22nd of September 2026. So, of course, Darius McDougall is still missing. There will be a vigil, and I'm not sure about the the word vigil. If you're not, I guess if you don't follow true crime a lot, this word may make it sound like a memorial. So I might change that wording. However, we're just going to show solidarity. We're going to be there just to show support and awareness for Darius. So that is on September 21st, and that's at the Livingstone Crownland camping area out in the Crow's Nest Pass. And it's just going to be drop-in. Darius's family will be there, basically all day long. So if anybody's in the area or wants to travel down, just head down anytime at all. And then the following day, we're going to do a peaceful demonstration in front of the City Hall in Lethbridge. I believe September 30th is Truth and Reconciliation Day, Orange Shirt Day. And so September, I think, is a very important month. So I'm going to do everything I can to spread the word. I put this poster on my community page. If you're from, Western Canada, or if you know anybody from Western Canada, please go ahead, go on to my community page and save this photo and just send it to them. The more support we have out there, the better. It's not going to cost anything. I'll be handing out the bracelets and the pens out there. We'll have some posters, and if I can, we'll see how it goes. I would love to be able to make some t-shirts and stuff like that, but it does, it does cost money. Ow, you guys. Anyways, so just because we're not doing full live streams on Darius's case does not mean that we're not doing things behind the scenes, and very important things behind the scenes. So just please, spread the word. Darius is still missing. He still needs eyes on his case. He still needs us to make noise. There's the Darius's Law petition as well. So never forget. We're gonna keep pushing for Darius. Okay. And I hear a truck here. I'm thinking that might be Ian. I don't know. I just want to see what you guys are saying about this. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, he just popped a squat right behind me here, so I'll move my chair in a moment so everybody can have a look at Harley. Everybody saying hi to Belinda. You got your shark stencils? Awesome. Answers for Darius, that's right. We want answers, and if he, you know what, there's a difference between demanding answers or asking for information from the RCMP or updates or something, rather than screaming from the rooftops for justice. Those are two completely different things, because we truly have no information to say that Darius was abducted, that something nefarious happened. We literally don't know. And so answers, we want to know kind of at least where the investigation is at. So we're going to rally peacefully for answers for Darius. I did nothing, Blue Jay. I had a date with you guys. Trouble breathing, wheezing, swelling. You guys let me know if my face starts to swell. But I do definitely I'm a little bit lightheaded. I'm always confused. Heart rate seems okay. I should be good. Sorry, but I should be good. And I picked up some rocks in Nova Scotia. Not sure what kind of paint to use for them. My granddaughter would love to paint them. That's amazing. That's amazing. Oh, hi there. Snap, snap. Good to see you. And September 31st. There's no September 31st. September 21st, 2025 is when Darius went missing. That's probably just a typo. I understand. I'm just bugging. And you think you're in Alberta? Perfect. So my granddaughter's birthday is on September 21st. We'll be there for the weekend. That's when she'll have her party. And I'll make it back. I'll have to make it back in time for her birthday dinner on the 21st. Then the 22nd, we're going to rally. We're going to rally for answers. Support with Steffa. I haven't seen you forever. Good to see you. Thank you for joining today. So acrylic paint for rocks. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, you guys. So a couple of questions that I have. And I'm wondering, you guys can let me know what you think of this, because maybe it's been talked about everywhere. I keep saying it, but I mean it with my whole heart. I do not watch anybody's content on Jack and Lily's case any longer. Can't do it. I get sent some screen recordings, screenshots of chat, stuff like this, but I do not go on and click on and watch videos or live streams. I can't do it. It's for my own mental health and my own protection. So I don't know if this has been discussed yet, but has anybody ever considered, like, thinking about Malehya and just looking at how traumatized she is? If that is all genuine. So we've heard about the terrible abuse that she suffered at the hands of Cody, allegedly, and we've heard about the terrible abuse that she suffered at the hands of Daniel, allegedly. She's been in therapy for 13 months, and it doesn't seem to be, getting in there. It's not sinking in. Like, the therapy doesn't seem to be helping her deal with her trauma. But we've also heard about Malehya's childhood, little bits about Malehya's childhood, that Patty had to raise Malehya, and that Cindy, we don't know why, but she had some involvement with CPS, or like, we don't know for sure. But I'm wondering, like, where was Indian Brook for Malehya when she was a child? Like, why is it so different now? Do you know what I mean? Like, there has to be some kind of common denominator there other than Malehya. Maybe it's Henry. But you know what I mean? The level that they stepped up to support her and protect her just really makes me wonder, where was Indian Brook for Malehya when she was a child? Anybody hear any conversations about that? Ever? And I mean, I'm not asking Cindy to explain herself or Henry to, like, I have no idea, but it's a good question. Where was this level of support for Malehya when she was growing up? I don't know. I understand that Share Cares. Okay, so I am stuck on, it's been 15 months, Malehya, whatever, how are you doing? And her answer to that was not good. And, I keep picking apart normal conversations or trying to relate normal conversations to the Jack and Lily case and the conversation. But that, to me, that was a message to all of us. She wants us all to know that she's still not okay. She's still traumatized to the point where she's not good. I think, if I'm not mistaken, if we look back at, which I'm not going to, but if we look back at Cheryl and Angeline's interview, when they were asked how Malehya was doing, I think they said not bad. She takes it day to day. She still struggles. Like, she wasn't doing great, but they didn't say not good. You know what I mean? Like, it just seemed like a message to us. And fair enough, maybe she's not doing good. I mean, I wouldn't be. But I don't think that I'd get on mainstream media and say not good. I'm taking it day by day. It's hard. I want to know where my kids are. And I mean, the list goes on of shit that we all probably would have liked to hear in that interview. But again, the trauma's got to run deep. And when the little tiny pieces of information that we've been given, I feel a little puffy over the last 15 months or so, that her childhood was not wonderful. She had to live with her grandmother. Her grandmother raised her. And I just wonder, I don't know how old Michelle Glasgow is, but apparently she's related to Malehya. Wasn't there a higher up in CPS also related to them? You know what I'm saying? Remember when Malehya was very young, when her dad was in jail? Yeah. And that was the first thing I thought of. Maybe it's because Henry was in jail. Maybe she didn't have a relationship with her dad. But we don't know when her relationship with her heritage started, because she did tell, that was one of the reasons why I asked Belinda that very question. Were you aware that Malehya was a member of reservation, First Nations, whatever? And Belinda said, yeah. She told us right away that she would have liked to have been a member of Millbrook because they had more money. But she was absolutely never said she took meds for her mental state, just meds. Yeah, that's very true, Blue Jay. Malehya is a good liar and making it all about her. She says she owes no one anything, yet, yes, she does owe Lily and Jack and Baby M everything, and most of all, answers. Malehya needs to grow up. I understand the feeling that she doesn't owe the public an interview. She doesn't owe the public to talk on YouTube. She doesn't. But she does owe the people that are searching for her children a debt of gratitude. And that includes Chelsea, that includes Belinda, that, I'm sorry, but it also includes Daniel, Janie, all of you, even the YouTubers that everybody hates that are trying to keep the names out there. Just a big group thank you would have been something, but nothing. She doesn't know anybody's shit. And I think that's where that interview went sideways. I just wonder if it, because it just seems like it's a huge difference, right? Like they are very, very, very involved at this point. But Malehya had struggles too as a child. And Henry's always been her dad. So it's, I don't know. Lynette, good to see you. No tears, and the whites of her eyes are whites. In my opinion, Malehya's faking so she can get off. No prison or jail time. Whether Malehya did something to her kids or didn't, either way, she would look very stressed. For sure. What's different? They played no part in the res life. Cindy wanted no part of it. But they're sure stepping up for Jack and Lily to protect Malehya, Belinda. I'm just wondering, where were they when she was a little girl? Was she not connected to Henry when she was a little girl and going through all the stuff that whatever was going on? Do you know what I mean? I'm just wondering. What happened to her? I believe something devastating. And I think that, I don't even know, did CPS take Malehya and give her to Patty? Like, I don't know. It's just a question I had. Yeah, you guys, this is not fun. The trauma she is suffering might be because she did something horrible to the children, or she saw something or knows something. We don't know. But you're right. Right red hand, 81. Red and white. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Conscious being. Her dad went to jail for serious crimes. Right. I know. And that was one of the first things that I thought of. Maybe it was because Henry was in jail. But again, like, I don't know how old Michelle is. Maybe, I mean, who was the chief? Is that a generational thing, or do they get voted? Like, I have no idea. I don't know. Just a question. Malehya seems like she was spoiled rotten growing up. Her grandma must have done it if Cindy wasn't around. I think Malehya's parents separated when she was young. Did they live on the reservation and Malehya and Cindy leave after that? I don't know. It's a good question, Ernestine. Malehya was very young when her dad went to jail. Yeah. I'd also heard, Jeannie, and I'm not sure where I heard it because it's been so long, but her dad would write her letters and she would write him back. Like, they still stayed somewhat connected when they could. But I don't know. I'm only starting to see a change in my sister in the last couple of years. She's 50 and finally single after many abusive relationships. Her boyfriend, who never drank or did drugs, drove her out to the racetrack. I don't know what that means, but I know what you're saying. Like, I get it. It takes a long time. It does. But add on childhood trauma to that. It could take forever. But my point is, if you're going to go on mainstream media, the "how are you doing, Malehya? Not good" was not her saying, "I'm not doing good." That was a message for everybody. Like, she's still not healing. She's still not okay. Stop pressuring me to talk. I think, my opinion. That's a big part of it. That's a big part of it. I think it probably goes in stages. Like, acceptance is one of the stages, and buying gifts. Buying gifts while searching in the woods is, two different things. I might get grief for this, but the reserve stays silent and does their own things quietly. The families do their own things and nobody steps in. Except in this case. Or are we just seeing a member of Malehya's family who happens to be a chief stepping in to help her family, and it's really got nothing to do with Indian Brook as a whole? The shirt just made me think otherwise, that's all. Early childhood trauma causes PTSD, later adult trauma. Right. That's my point. So where was the help for her when she was a little girl? She could be overwhelmed with guilt by not seeing Jack and Lily that morning, for not getting up. I feel like if either one of them, Daniel or Malehya, would just take accountability for that part of it, and understand that had one of them gotten up, this wouldn't have happened. To hear them, the day that they accept accountability for that, I think is the day that they can start moving forward in their healing journey and also getting answers. Just my opinion. That interview had an audience of 2 RCMP and Crown. I don't disagree. In my opinion, if CPS was involved in younger years, what was reason might help to figure if same was going on. Yeah. Henry's niece? Gotcha. My grandmother raised me. I wanted to make a better life for me and my kids. No excuse. Some people aren't as strong as others, so I get it. I mean, if she's still healing and if she's still that traumatized and she's not okay, that's okay too. But you gotta, I don't know. I think she was scared of CPS because of her childhood. Good point, little mama. Wow, good point. We have not had the capability to provide family and child services until recently. Supreme Court decision where the province no longer has full control over children. Star Child, okay, but my thought is, what is Henry's parents, his mother's name? Colleen? Not 100% sure. But I don't know. I just don't understand where the support was unless she wasn't connected to that side of her family when she was going through all of that. Because and I mean, if CPS was involved, I don't know that Cindy would have a say in whether or not the child would go. But I mean, this would have been what, 27, 28, I don't know, 20 years ago probably. So was it different back then where, you know, certain bigotries and profiling would make it undesirable to send a child to a reservation? And I don't mean that. I just mean, like, was that the way it was 20 years ago even? Star Child? What are your thoughts? I'm very interested. It's just an honest question, and I didn't mean any offense to anybody by it. But I think it's a good question because they're doing the thing for Malehya now. So I feel the only way she can start to heal from trauma any kind is she has to be totally honest with her own self. Yes. Yep. Agreed. That's what I'm saying. Guilt can really take over someone if they aren't treated. Lily and Jack is still missing, and that she might have this guilt. Janie? What about Janie? What? Did I miss something? Truth and Beauty? What about her? Not even like, don't even come and thank the YouTubers because what a fucking mess, am I right? But the people who actually go out there and search, as long as they're not a YouTuber, they deserve a debt of gratitude, in my opinion. Because there are still people that go out and search every single weekend on their own. They don't announce it. They don't need kudos. They don't need, they're just out there. They're going for walks. They're looking. Those people need to be thanked. Maybe she can't face her guilt about not protecting her children. Snarky Pants, good to see you. Therapy can be helpful, but she seems like she just doesn't really get the seriousness of the situation. Does she know that the kids are alive somewhere? Does she know that? But then I go back to, what was she doing looking in the woods? None of it makes sense to me. She owes her children and those who have been searched for months and months. Bonnie, yep. Prior to the Supreme Court decision, our children were taken into provincial care. Okay. I gotcha. Okay. So there was no native CPS, say 20 years ago? Is that new as well? Because if that's the case, then whoever is the family member who was like a higher up in CPS, I believe they said they retired. So maybe they were provincial. I don't know. Me? I have a question. Was CPS coming to the home around time kids went missing? We have no information about that, but according to Daniel, they were supposed to be assessed for autism relatively soon. So I don't know. Everybody wanted real questions. That was just like Sunny had made the point, when you get an interview that people have been wanting and you finally get it after over a year, you're definitely going to tread lightly for the first round. The Monsters of Sabotage video was very interesting, and I'm not going to lie, somebody did send me a picture of like a close-up pointing out that it did look kind of like it maybe an earpiece in her ear, but I don't like to jump into those conspiracy theory type things, you know what I mean? I mean, it is clear that obviously Cheryl was there, and some of the stuff that Malehya said it just seemed very, very, very familiar. Like I had heard it 100 times somewhere else. I know exactly where we heard that stuff, but you know what I mean? I don't think at this point, right or wrong, I don't know that she has her own thoughts on the situation. I don't. For whatever reason. And sometimes trauma can impact your ability to reason things out for yourself. I know when Marie's right, she did not talk about any antidepressants or mood stabilizers or anything like that during the day, just her sleeping meds. But I'm just saying that when I was put on an antidepressant after my brother passed away, I can't even remember because it's just a blur. You don't feel anything. It numbs you to the point where I stopped taking it because all I wanted to do was grieve for him. So passed away in 2017, and by mid 2018, I'm taking myself off those meds, and now I'm finally able to grieve, and everybody else around me is like, what the heck, you know? I don't know what's going on. I'm feeling swollen on my side, just saying. I agree. Having family and friends from local First Nations, it's a culture that is hard to understand. Yes, and that's why I ask the questions, because I do want to respectfully understand. I would like to see her do an interview alone without her sidekicks. Good luck. She was even there when they did their interview. They're like the Three Musketeers with their... I'm going to leave that alone. She only did the interview for CPS. As someone who worked there in the past, I know firsthand she will lose Meadow once she is in care for 3 years. By federal law, she will get switched to long-term ward of probably the States. And you're... Oh, Christy, I misread your name. Thanks for being here. It's all politics. Ward and put up for adoption. I tried to get a confirmation of that CPS was even involved when Jack took off in Truro. Don't know. Don't know for sure, conscious beings. Do you know for sure? Apparently it was Daniel and Malehya. And Janie swore that she heard them. So all of them. So what makes sense? They're not in the woods. So the only thing that makes sense at that point is somebody drove off with them. One way or another, somebody drove off with them. Unsure. Agreed. Agreed. Could it be, though, and I am not here to defend Malehya, but could it be, dear girl, that she has been told for 15 months she needs to heal herself before she can help her children? Like I say, that's a load of crap myself, but could that be what she has been counseled to believe? Just wondering. Your children are treaty? I'm not sure. Drippy? Very dependent on others. I agree, because here's why. I don't want to say why. Not right now. But she didn't work. She had a job at Michael's, the craft store, and then she got pregnant with Lilly and never went back to work. And I do know a lot of women like that. Yes, they had contact. He actually sent her gifts he made for her in jail. See, and that's, I want to know. I don't know. What is special? No, I don't mean it like this, but why are Jack and Lily so much more special to them than Malehya was back then? And was it not as recognized when children are abused or neglected or whatever? Was it just not? Did people not speak up back then on reservations? Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm literally trying to learn. Just trying to learn. Stop with the bullcrap. Hello, I want to know why Native CPS is fighting for the rights over the baby. Where were we when Lily and Jack went missing? It's kind of what we're talking about right now. I wasn't even going to bring the baby into it, but it's another aspect. Hey, Lacey Frankie, what laws are trying to get passed right now on Indigenous Southern nations? It has something to do with children. Yeah, that's what Starchild was speaking of. A childhood trauma is often a predecessor to bad adult. Yeah. Don't we all know it? I don't think she did. She worked at Michael's. I don't think she was a strong, stable young woman to begin with, and I've been saying that, truly. I don't know her, and I don't pretend to, but I can see it. I think everything that we've heard in public screams low self-esteem to me. Even if she puts on a front that she's beautiful, you know, she parties and she's a party girl or she's having a good time or whatever. I think it's all a facade. I don't think she's got high self-esteem. That's just my opinion. Grandma may have helped a little there. It's very possible in vision. I'm not going to say it. More money. If she was that interested, she would have been taking Lily and Jack to the reserve and to functions to teach them about her heritage. She had no use for it until now. I wasn't going to say it like that, baby monkey, but exactly, that's my point. I mean, she wasn't visiting her nan much on the res before this. I think the relationship with the res became convenient. Absolutely. Yep. Necessity. A way out. Well, with all the loud voices about Native women never getting the public attention, I don't see the family keeping the kids' names out. Everyone else is except them. Missing and murdered Indigenous women are still not getting the attention they need. My opinion, again. What do I think the reserve? So I don't know, truth and beauty. It's not that I think they should have helped her. I'm just wondering, what is the difference? Okay, and I mean, if I can talk this out in my head, because if Henry was incarcerated and didn't have regular visitation, and if Malehya didn't have regular visitation with her grandma, she wouldn't have had that option. Almost, not that a child ever gets the option, but for them not to step up in the way that they have stepped up now, I was just wondering. That's all. Like, I have no idea. Putting her into a foster home on the reservation, something to help protect Malehya while she's growing up. Just a question. Yeah, I mean, I believe that he was being honest with me when he said that there's no more social media for him. Time will tell, obviously, but I do believe that he meant it. I don't think she's weak and vulnerable as she appears. She has learned how to manipulate. She seemed okay at the off-road party. Where are they going to get answers from? Malehya says she's waiting for the RCMP, and what are they waiting for? Lord knows. Malehya used Patty. Now she uses First Nation people. It's political in order to avoid any accountability. Interesting. That's interesting. Connie, thank you. Yes, Connie, thank you. Thanks, everybody. Okay. Ooh, did Belinda answer that? She was young. She was so young, they probably didn't have anything to do with her. Maybe they were not allowed. Who knows? You never know. Just start it. Belinda believes, thanks for being here. There would be no public plea for these kids other than Belinda if you left it up to Malehya and her family. Disgusting. Yep. I agree. I mean, I was speaking in general terms, people that have gone out and searched. That's all. Don't take it the wrong way, truth and beauty. Just owing nobody anything, knowing that there are literally hundreds of people in Nova Scotia searching for her children, and not to mention across Canada, trying to keep conversation going, whatever. And even if things went south a few months ago, it was still a very long time that we were all working hard to try to help bring information. Where did you hear that from? Ernestine. Malehya became visible. I think that had a lot to do with First Nations support she's getting. It is political. Most definitely, Char. They took our children off the reservation, not keep them there. Residential schools closed. CPS took the place to continue the assimilation of our children. It's disgusting. It's sick. Really, truly, it is. I'm frustrated that she blamed RCMP for no Amber Alert, trying to push off blame. The children were her responsibility. Whatever happened is ultimately her fault. I don't know if they're... I don't know if I agree with that, but what I will agree with is that if Malehya is the one who told the police that the children wandered off, and that's where the focus was, and she didn't change that, like, at what point did she tell the RCMP that they weren't in the woods? Like, they didn't wander off. You would have found them by now. They don't go that far. Instead of having people out, like ground search and rescue, drones, helicopters, dogs, you name it, out there for 6 days. And then they go back out there. You know, I would think that, and I don't know, but I would think investigators would listen to the parents if they say they only ever go to the fort. And they went way further than that. Like, I don't understand any of it. Maybe if she had been more forceful with the, you know what, they never would have gone past the fort. They just never would have gone past the fort. Maybe they wouldn't have spent so much time and resources in the woods. Unless they weren't believing them and they were looking for something else in the woods. Like, I don't know, but maybe if they were more, like I said, forceful about them not being in the woods, maybe they would have been able to get an Amber Alert. I don't know, but I think she must have given some gratitude to the people she searched with. What about everybody else, just peachy? I mean, honestly, lucky people have big hearts that go out there on their own and just look. I don't think it's really about the reserve, because lots of kids out there struggle from trauma growing up. And as sad as it is, they need to grow up and make good decisions for themselves. Yes, I will agree with that to a point. But if you're not given proper, you know, if you're not raised in a way that you have a voice or confidence, or even know the difference between a good decision and a bad decision, like if you're not raised with that in you, like we have no idea. Maybe, I don't know. Financially benefiting. She isn't dumb. She has always had someone take care of her. Thank you for that, Linda. That's very nice of you, Butterfly. Appreciate you. Is there anybody out there other than Mike that does? Just asking. The woods part get me when she says they're still alive. It's wild. I don't think CPS moved her from Cindy's. She went there on her own. Cindy was more strict than Patty, and Hayden and Malehya went to Patty when they were spoiled. Gotcha. So CPS didn't remove Malehya. They just didn't like living under Cindy's rules, which I had said, I will remind everybody at the very beginning, maybe that is why Malehya didn't want to go with her mom with the U-Haul, whatever. Maybe that's why she just didn't like the rules over there. Maybe that's why she didn't feel like she could call anybody for help getting her out. But I mean, I also know that, like, I'm wondering, like, who was it that wanted to move to Lansdowne? Who thought it sounded like a fantastic idea? I mean, I'll give you 2 guesses, and the first one's not going to count. Allegedly. But, and then when, you know, she found out that she could have she could get social assistance or whatever from the reservation and housing, and she wanted to move back, Daniel didn't want to move. So she stayed in Lansdowne by choice. It's crazy to me. Just, I'm not saying abuse accusations are fabrications. But what I'm saying is, I don't know that I could put up with being so abused to live there in exchange. All I have to do is put up with this and I can stay. No, not when I can go be on my own, have help getting myself set up with my kids, have social assistance. And y'all know as well as I do, just a matter of time before she meets somebody else. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of being a little bit of an asshole today. Trying not to be. Maybe she owes the reserve something for free stuff she's been getting. I don't know. I don't know about free stuff. Like, I have no idea. Also, 20 years ago, there was no Indigenous CPS. This is only the last 10, 15 years. Gotcha. It's done mostly by the tribal councils rather than each band office. Oh. Huh. Why hasn't Cindy tried to get guardianship of Meadow? Not sure. You'd have to ask Cindy. Oh, wait. It's none of our business. I heard Friday CPS was supposed to be there. Somebody said that. Check the source first. Figure out where that source's loyalty lies. And then you can decide if you're going to give it any credibility based on what that source's agenda may be. That's all. Is there a marshmallow here? Thank you for that. I love marshmallows. Family and Children's Services of Nova Scotia was founded in 1985. Thank you for that, Sky Painter. Good to see you. KDS, I don't know who that is, Conscious Beings. I don't think she will do another interview. I think you're right, little mama. I think this was like a test drive and she decided, no, thank you. But I do also know, and I don't know if you guys figured this out, the Nissan, allegedly, she got it in the beginning of April. There you go. People are like, how long does she have the car for? Was it brand new? Blah, blah, blah. 1st of April, she got that car. Interesting, Blue Jay. I'm not going to put that up, but yeah, and she was also on, or Cheryl, sorry, was also on the screen a few times, especially when they brought out the toys that Malehya buys for mostly Lily. There was a couple little dinosaurs there, but they look like really great gifts that baby M would enjoy. That's all I'm going to say about that. That's my thoughts on that. Sunny was 100%. The planted blanket gives them up big time. Absolutely no abduction. Is grabbing a blanket to throw it in the woods a kilometer away. I don't disagree, but the blanket to me makes absolutely no sense. Yeah. Oh, I know. You know, everybody grieves differently, and that's almost becoming like a cliche, but it's very true, and it certainly isn't a straight line. through all the steps. And even when you're okay and you're able to move on, it comes in waves, and you've got people that are so close to you. Like Darren, when he passed away, I felt like he was the only person that would ever stick up for me. He's who I went to when I was scared or when I wanted to talk. And when he got cancer, it was like, this is nothing. Like, we're going to beat this. So like when somebody who is that influential and important to you, when they pass away, they're just gone out of your life, you go through grief and you go through the steps. And we're talking 2, 5, 6, I think this is 8 years now. And I still have days, you guys. I still have days. It never ends. It never gets, it gets easier to get through the day. But your grief it's always there because that person is missing from you. So I agree. I had to take mine off to grieve. I had to. I don't know for sure, but yeah, I'm not gonna speak on that right now. Stay tuned. I'm glad you're here, Cindy Sperry. I apologize. We have a woodpecker. Did you guys hear that? That'll be fun to tell Ian later. Jack was in a fenced-in yard that time, apparently went through a hole in the fence. That alone should have been a wake-up call. Absolutely. And how does your toddler get that far away without you noticing? Don't even get me started. 2024 Supreme Court ruling upheld First Nations' right to govern our own child and family services, helping keep our children in our communities. Only 2.5 years ago. So interesting, Starchild. So interesting. The thing about abduction is how quickly they were pushing it, like they knew they weren't in the woods and were planting other seeds. So Drippy, I feel a little bit differently about this because if the children didn't like to go into the woods with all the tree fall and whatever, Jack certainly didn't like to go in there. But they would go up to their tree forts. Once they searched there and not too far around, and then taken into consideration, allegedly, they were only gone for 20 minutes before Daniel and Janie started searching-ish. And like an hour before the search teams were searching-ish, drones and the rest of it, and they still weren't spotted. I get people switching and saying, I don't think they're in the woods. You would have found them by now. I kind of disagree with you on that one there, Drip. BSG has been led to believe that someone will always clean up her mess. Agree. Not that young. I was younger. Absolutely. When they came out with an abduction that early, I immediately became sus. I get you. I don't know what you're talking about, Gren. I would like to catch up, but I can't. I can't. Shar, she lost Jack in Bible Hill, Haley told Sunny. Ask her. Oh, really? She also lost Jack in Truro. Interesting. Malehya called her mother that morning and said Danny was sleeping in bed with baby M. Cindy came and picked up Lily and Jack and then dropped them off with someone. Those two beautiful children are alive. Kimberly, I wish we had some proof. I hope they don't pass this law and both CPS have to work together. I do have that in my inbox. Starchild, it's not that I don't want to read it. I just haven't had time. I know. I'm behind in chat. I'm sorry. I'm going to fast. Oh, hey. Michelle is going above and beyond, but not for Lily and Jack, for Malehya and Malea's interests. That's my point. But it only started, obviously, after Jack and Lily went missing. Why? Oh, the difference is she likely went to them now for help. So we're going to look at the Monsters of Sabotage questions for Malehya, because a lot of them are really good questions. But there's one in there that said that somebody had called the chief of the Millbrook First Nations community to come and do, I can't remember, like a cleansing or a prayer or something on May 2nd on the property. So I don't, was it actually Malehya? Because we know Henry didn't know that the kids were missing. So yeah, who was it that actually reached out to the reservation on May 2nd? Right? Interesting. Leanne, thank you for that. Sunshine, I appreciate that. I'm sorry. Malehya is not a singularity. Sorry, just peachy. Maybe it's the sting. I don't understand what you mean by that. It's not the children they are concerned with, Belinda. It's the cause their names can fight for. Yeah, so true. None of them do, Michelle. And from what I understand, and I have been researching, and I could be wrong, Star Child, everybody else, you can, if to have status, do you not have to have your father or paternal lineage be native? Like the father's side. Now, if it's mother's side, you can still be a member. Or correct me if I'm wrong, please. But that's what I heard. Well, there is a Gladue report which can bring generational abuse. Yeah. My take on the church thing, it's the last place someone would bury a crime. Houses that, and I mean, I have thoughts about that too. I'm going to read you a very lengthy email that Bob the dog handler did want read. He wanted to respond to, I think he refers to it in the email as the tar and feathering he sustained from Shenanigans and Damien. So he did want to respond to it. But I will get into that. But another piece of that grave thing where the dog hit on that site 2 times and then a sample of dirt was taken, so hit on it 3 times. Not at the cemetery, but not far from the cemetery. Nearby, there's also a plaque with a name, I believe, Hector Mackenzie, and a tree planted. And there are plenty of people who were probably very active in the church, in that area, in that specific church. Perhaps, possibly, maybe, is it even remotely possible that somebody put a relative's ashes out there, and that is indeed what the dog was picking up on? I don't know. Just a thought. Mary Melbourne, good to see you. We are still talking about Jack and Lily. Darius still missing. I'm leaving this up for a little while until we get to the email, but vigil on September 21st, and then a rally for answers on September 22nd, both in Southern Alberta. I know that you're not here. If I can, I will live stream some of it. At the very least, you guys, at the vigil on the 21st, I will take some video. But if I can stream that rally, A little bit nervous because I know that the barbecue that the one Facebook group put on did not see a great turnout. So I want to try to get mainstream media on this as well. But like I've never done this before, so just trying to say, hey sailor. When she said she asked Major Crimes if she was responsible for their disappearance, could she mean if she was drugged or blacked out? I don't think so. I mean, I wasn't going to say it like that. She thinks she's owed answers. She lost her kids. She didn't get out of bed. She is something else, right? But I don't think, like, if they were found, like, today, I don't think they'd be going home to Malehya. Just saying. I really don't. Wow. Thank you again, Leanna. Or thanks, Leanne, for this. Another Jules. Those things are hilarious and they're fantastic. I appreciate you. She wasn't drugged. If you haven't clued in, she's full of excuses. I mean, she seems pretty certain now that she saw Lily pop her head in. So, and we didn't hear that before. So, I mean, I tend to agree with Stop the Bull Crap on that one. I feel the RCMP could have controlled the case more effectively. Interesting. If a rumor was false, it would not damage the case. Yes. Julie, preaching to the choir right here. Sammy Miami, thank you for that. Blue Jay, the obvious answer to me is she wants to move on with her life. She's blocking everyone from finding what happened. She was pushed into that interview. It's evident. From my understanding, that evidence, that interview was in the works. Like she was starting to be not pressured, but talked to right around June 1st to do an interview. So. It was Anita that said she was drugged. Shan didn't say that. Thanks for clarifying. What did she mean by saying she wished the MCU would ask her? What does she mean there? I have another question. Thanks for the segue, actually. Another question. So she was talking about her polygraph test. So the first test, she couldn't even say what the first question they asked. We all know, because of Daniel's test, right? We all know what it was about. Like, we get it. She doesn't want to say it out loud. I understand that. But if her second polygraph wasn't about, did you disappear Jack and Lily? Did you walk them off the property? Did you take them? Did you, like Daniel's second one, what do we think her second poly was on? Honestly. If it wasn't on the disappearance. Patty said, get a job or go to school. She moved to Lansdowne. Thank you. Exactly. And Gren is right. No, Shan said Malehya had mono, and that's why she didn't get out of bed that morning. It doesn't matter whose idea. She had visits there before she moved. She was not blindsided. I'm going to fast forward a little bit, you guys. I'm sorry. Cool J and Ron Mexico, I would love it if you could just block each other. Oh my God. Melissa, why don't you say something? Why don't you ever say something? Here you go. I'm putting it in the chat, Belinda. Or sorry, I'm putting it in the chat. Belinda, if you want to come up, you're welcome. But Melissa, it's in the chat. Come up. Just come up. You have to remind me. Dementia, remember? Thank you. Belinda believes that's so kind of you. Belinda believes we are all Team Lily and Jack, not Team Malehya or Daniel. Agreed. Agreed. I mean, it definitely changed things for me as well. Absolutely, it did. It absolutely changed things for me. Well, hello, Melissa. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm mute. Don't you know that?
You just need to tell me when I say I'm going to do something and then I don't do it, you've got to remind me. Like, I don't want to put my responsibilities onto you, but I mean, it is what it is. I can't. I take omega-3, I take magnesium, I do whatever I can for my memory. It just doesn't. It doesn't. So I'm sorry. So thank you for being up here very much. I am trying to get to this. Joyous, thank you. If we believe everyone on the property, then someone took the kids without any noise, leaving no footprints, and Janie's dog didn't bark. That really doesn't seem likely to me. All we want is the children to be found. I couldn't agree more. And I think that now, if it's true that Daniel has stepped away and he's not coming back onto social media, haven't heard from Janie in forever, and Malehya did one interview. We have to really, really start being very critical of any new information coming if it doesn't come directly from the RCMP. Like, extraordinarily critical. Because most of it's going to be made up, I think, because there's just nothing. You know what I mean? There's a lot of... Who is Shan's handler? I believe people are referring to Cheryl. Can't figure out why Malehya even did that interview. It was pretty much identical to the first one. Nothing new. Am I back there still? I'm 15 minutes behind. You can run that by me later, Daleen, because I'm fast forwarding. I apologize, everybody. So here we are. Charmaine's behind the chat again. Where's my t-shirt, Cindy B? My chat did it again, though. It looked like I was right at the bottom, so I'm just saying. Okay. Melissa, why don't you... So we haven't heard from you for quite some time. Please tell me that you have watched Malehya's interview, and please share your thoughts, your honest thoughts.
So, yeah, I watched the interview. Mama always said if I didn't have anything nice to say, not to say anything at all, but she didn't really give any new information, and quite frankly, I don't believe much of anything she says at this point. It took you 15 months to speak out for your kids, but I feel like YouTubers are doing more for your kids than you're doing for your kids. So I honestly would have preferred she just kept her mouth shut, because she didn't give us anything new. The main thing I took is one sentence from that, when she said that essentially at the time the RCMP didn't know what happened, but now they do. Well, what do they know happened? Because the rest of us would like to know. Where are your children?
Right, and let's do a little bit better than I don't know when she's asked, because nobody's there. She basically gave Daniel an alibi, saying we were both in the same bed together, which, fair enough, true. I believe they were. But you cannot sit here and tell me that they haven't been pointing their fingers, even behind the scenes and not so quietly by a few, at Daniel. So this whole holier than thou thing they've got going on, that, we're not accusing anybody. And even the reporter, Daniel has been, and his family have been throwing accusations at you. What do you know what I'm saying? Like, they've been doing the same, just in a different way.
Yeah, I think they've definitely been, whether, kind of quietly or very publicly, they're blaming each other. But I believe that they were both in bed together until something happened, and either they did it together or one of them's covering for the other one. One of those two things is true. Nobody came in the house and took the kids. So what is it the RCMP knows? Because the RCMP is still sticking with there's no evidence of an abduction. So if there's no evidence of abduction, they didn't go down to the road and get taken, which I still haven't fully ruled out, but it's very low on the list. But it doesn't make any sense. Nothing that they say makes any sense. And for all of those saying hi, hello.
I agree. It doesn't make any sense, but I'm not fully away from them wandering off towards the road. Like, I get it. It probably didn't happen, but and Lori, how about asking for information about her children? How about saying their name? How about if they hear my voice, how about talking to them? How about anything? Anything.
Well, she did say that that maybe if the kids heard her voice, then where was that voice for the last 15 months? Where was your face on the TV with the news crews like Daniel for the last 15 months? If that's what you were worried about, you weren't too worried about it until 15 months in. You would have done yourself a whole lot more favors just staying quiet. Your first two interviews didn't go very good. Either step it up for the third or don't do a third, because you're not doing your kids any justice or any favors.
Agreed. And Marie has the perfect closing thought for this discussion right here, right now. Nothing is fact-based. This is all opinions and speculation. That's a fact, and probably close to one of the only facts that we have at this point. Somebody said, hi, Janie. I don't see Janie, but it had Janie if you're here. That's wild. Thanks for joining. Anyways, take over while I pull up this email that I have to read, please.
So, hold on again. I cannot highlight right now. So, Blue Jay said, when did Malehya start looking for them? Just a few months ago, essentially, yes. Pretty much. But she still thinks they're out there alive, but yes, she's going and searching in the woods. Kind of oxymoron there. If they're alive, they're not in the woods. The RCMP stated, according to Michelle James, that they knew what type of case this was after day 2. I don't know about that. I mean, I think everything is still on the table, but there are things that are way lower on my list than other things. Filicide being the top. I'm still thinking there's a possibility they were taken. Unlikely, but possible. I agree. I mean, it's possible. Very unlikely, but possible. She was just at home with her support group and in therapy for trauma. Yeah, along with, like you said, dating and the beach, making cupcakes. And I happen to agree with Shara. A lot of those things that she bought for the kids seemed more like things for baby M than the kids. But what do I know? She never planned to go to the vigil. I don't think she's been to one yet. She was busy baking cupcakes. Yep.
Yes, they did. Daniel did early on, before I even talked to Daniel over Messenger back in May, at the end of almost every video, just have people come forward with information, call their local detachment. He was. And
Daniel definitely was.
He absolutely was. And I do remember my conversation with Janie when she was on. She was speaking about her interview that she did and kind of pissed off that they cut so much information out. And according to Janie, that was some of what was cut out. her asking the public for help. But she did say, whoever has the kids, you can drop them right back off here. You know, that is more. And I don't like to be the one to, what am I doing? I don't like to be the one to be up here defending Daniel, defending Janie. But the truth is the truth. And I have heard these words come out of their mouths. So to say that they haven't is false. And to say that Malehya, shouldn't have, I think, in my opinion, is insane. She's their mother who thinks she's owed answers and thinks they should be given back to her if they show up tomorrow. They should be taken straight back to her into her care. Well,
I've heard random strangers and Belinda and Daniel and Janie plead for the return of the kids and for their safety than I have out of Malehya. Plain and simple.
Yes, and Melissa, I had to give Sunny the co-host chair. We were backstage. We were having a meeting, and I was helping her do something, and she needed control, so I forgot to change it back. But I will. Oh, that's why you can't highlight. Just saying.
That's okay.
And Belinda, yes, she has been pleading for her grandchildren for answers, for information. She will talk to everybody and anybody. She said it here on my show. She has YouTube on almost 24 hours a day. I mean, I agree with that. Okay, guys. All right, are you ready for this? Like I said, this is not, this portion right here is not going to be a discussion about Jack and Lily. This is a response that was sent. It was requested that I go over this because I do believe that everybody has the right to defend themselves. And if somebody's being attacked, they have the right to defend themselves. Or if somebody is being discredited, this was important to him. So let me go ahead and read this for you guys. First, before I forget, just one sec, Melissa. You guys see him? Where is he? You can't see him. He's so close to me. He's right there. So I said that I'd show him, and I can't. So I apologize. But anyways, let's get to this email from Bob. My response to Shenanigans podcast of August 8th, 2026, to whom it may concern. Before I get into the nitty-gritty of the verbal tar and feathering I received on Shenanigans podcast on August 8th, with special guest Damian Butler, a search manager with Please Bring Me Home, like many of today's YouTube creators, not all, whose sole purpose is to generate drama, negativity with non-truths and with non-fact-based opinions to boost the number of their subscribers, hence put more money in their pot to keep their channel up and running. Sadly, this is being done at the expense of search efforts for the two missing children here in Nova Scotia, Jack and Lily Sullivan, and has created an even deeper division among family members, relatives, and friends of the family. It has also created an extra workload on the RCMP who are investigating their disappearance. I never thought I would have to lower myself to Shan and Damien's level in an attempt to clear the air, but I think it is important to give you some background on myself first. My name is Robert Major, and I reside in Pictou County, Nova Scotia, but I must say Bob the dog handler has a nice ring to it, LOL. Back in 1995, I was the subject of a multi-search team after losing my compass in a heavily wooded area in Halifax County, was eventually plucked off the shoreline of a nearby lake by a DNR chopper. Wanting to give back for all that was done for me in 1996, I signed up with Halifax Regional Search and Rescue. For the first 3 years, I was a ground pounder. With the encouragement of a local RCMP dog master, I got involved with the RCMP Civilian Search and Rescue Dog Program. I was certified as a civilian dog master in 2001 by the RCMP. After almost 2 years of training with my first bloodhound named Salmon, I remained attached to the Halifax group right up to somewhere between 2014 and 2015. I was also attached to the Pictou County Volunteer Search and Rescue Team for a few short years, and I did a 2-year stint in Yellowknife, Northwest Territories with Search and Rescue. At the same time, I did a lot of dog work for the RCMP in the North, as they didn't have a general service police dog up there at the time. In total, that's almost 30 years of experience in search and rescue, 25 as a dog master. Over the years, my dogs of the past and myself had many successes in finding lost and missing persons, but more often than not, came back empty-handed because of bad information and misinformation. Sound familiar, Shannon, Damien? Not once over all these years were my actions or reactions and those of my past dogs, both in search field and out of the search field, called into question. One of the many reasons I would rather work with dogs than people is that dogs don't lie. They don't know how to. That is a human trait. I carried a badge for many years under the direction of the Attorney General's office, dealing with both civil and criminal investigations. Over those years, I learned to read people fairly well, and most importantly, did not draw any conclusions until all of the evidence was in. Melissa, if there's anything I need to hit in chat while I'm doing this, just interrupt me. Right from the get-go, there was something not sitting right with me regarding Damien Butler, but just couldn't put my finger on it until now. Any search manager of any search organization in Nova Scotia who would go public on a YouTube channel and air any dirty laundry that they felt they had within a search team would be dismissed immediately, totally unprofessional to say the least. For Damien Butler to be audio recording conversations with search team members without their knowledge, under his control, depicts mistrust, doubt, and weakness. It is not illegal as long as the person being recorded is a participant in the conversation. Single party consent. In Shan's post in the above-mentioned podcast, she referred to me as unreliable. I'm not sure in what context she means unreliable. I can say that every search I was asked to attend, both public and please bring me home searches, I attended. Secondly, in Shan's post, she stated that Belinda Gray and I had a previous relationship. How ludicrous. I never met or spoke with Belinda until the Rally for Justice at the Stellarton RCMP detachment on May 2nd, 2026. It is statements like this that shows Shan's true colors by generating false drama. In January of 2026, I let Belinda know that in between public searches and please bring me home searches in the spring, I would gladly check out any areas with my cadaver dog that she would like to see searched. She gave me a couple of areas to look at, and I did, and nothing was found. She is going to give me some other areas to search this fall once the tree foliage and ground vegetation has died off. Now, this is where it gets disturbing. I have not pre-read this. Okay? I have not pre-read this. Now, this is where it gets disturbing. It was Belinda that reached out to Please Bring Me Home to come to Nova Scotia and assist in the search for her grandchildren. Please Bring Me Home accepted, and Belinda became their client. As a client, Please Bring Me Home had a responsibility to keep Belinda well informed of their activities, including searches, planned searches, anything found during these searches, and anything else of significance. This was told to her directly by Nick Oldreive, executive director of Please Bring Me Home. Sadly, they failed to live up to their responsibility. They told her next to nothing. So now the family is being told nothing by the RCMP, and now Please Bring Me Home is telling them nothing. Knowing that no family members were a suspect in the children's disappearance at that time, based on RCMP announcements to that effect on May 26, 2026, I advised Belinda of my cadaver dog, giving a primary alert to what appeared to be a hand-dug clandestine grave in a wooded area on the property of St. Andrew's Presbyterian Church on the Lairg Road on April 27th,
Hold on.
2026. And the RCMP were informed at that time. Go ahead.
So he searched where there was a clandestine grave by the church. So is that church close to Lily and Jack's Daniels property?
I believe when Belinda was on, she said it was maybe about a 15-minute drive, but it is on Lairg Road, the same place that Justin Smith said that he heard a vehicle at like 1:30 in the morning, whatever. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to go on.
Reading.
Okay. Oh, where am I? Okay. Let's start heading down to the finish line, dealing mainly with the grave site at the church. First of all, let me say this isn't my first rodeo in dealing with hand-dug graves. In two separate occasions, many years ago, while attached to the Halifax Search and Rescue, the RCMP requested my cadaver dog to search a wooded area for signs of human remains being buried there. There also was a second cadaver and handler in Nova Scotia at that time, vacationing from the U.S. My dog alerted in one particular location, and the other cadaver dog alerted to the same location. The medical examiner's field officer attended the site, and the digging began. They found nothing. About a year later, I received a phone call from the investigating officer. He advised that both dogs were correct in alerting at that location. He advised that further investigation revealed that this was biker gang-related homicide, and that as a result of a leak of the location from within the biker gang, the grave was dug up by the bikers, and remains were scattered around the province to avoid positive identification. The grave had been empty for 8 years. Cadaver scent will remain in the soil for many years after the remains were dug up and relocated under the right conditions. On Monday, April 27th, 2026, I arrived at the church site to do a wooded area with my cadaver dog. I was met by Nick Oldreive, Shan, and maybe 3 other searchers from Please Bring Me Home. We had a quick powwow in Nick's van to discuss strategy. I did not know at the time that Shan was a YouTube podcaster, as well as a Please Bring Me Home searcher. This is when I raised this question for the first time. I said, where did that information come from that led us here in the first place? Shan then began to say something in response, and Nick immediately spoke up and silenced her response. I thought nothing of it at the time. I just thought Nick was anxious to get the search started. Later on, after the search was completed, I was told the information came from an anonymous source, and that what I was continued to be told from that day forward. Nick recorded the search in its entirety. It didn't take long for the dog to find the location and give her primary alert. Just from looking at the site, there were a few indications visible without disturbing anything that this was a hand-dug clandestine grave. The RCMP were notified later on that day. Wanting to be absolutely sure the dog didn't give a false alert, on May 5th, I went back to the site with Damien Butler, Shan, and I believed 1 or 2 other searchers. I put the dog in search mode, approaching the site from a different direction, and once again, the dog gave her primary alert with no hesitation. I was now satisfied that there was or is human remains located there. That is the video that I showed on May 5th. I was not aware that Shenanigans and Damien were there. Sometime around mid-June 2026, I contacted the RCMP Major Crimes Unit and questioned them whether or not they had attended the site. I was told no, and that they were not interested in our findings. Because the RCMP told Belinda she could go ahead and dig it up, and me being told by the RCMP that they were not interested in the site, on June 17th, 2026, myself, Belinda, and Charlotte Wood dug it up and found the grave empty. Before leaving the site, I took soil samples from the grave at different depths and locations in the grave. I wanted to send these samples to the medical examiner's office for analysis. Note, a decomposing body buried in soil produces volatile organic compounds which get absorbed into the soil. These organic compounds from human decomposition is unique and differs from animals. It is almost like a fingerprint. When I contacted the medical examiner's office, I was told that if the body was removed from a gravesite after 6 to 7 weeks, that organic compound would have degraded to nothing and analysis testing would be fruitless. Because cadaver scent, which is what the dog detects, can last in the soil for many years under the right conditions, I decided to test the dog on the soil samples alone. On June 17th, 2026 at 8 p.m., I placed about a tablespoonful of the soil in a cinder block in one of my training areas. On June 18th, 2026 at 8 a.m., some 12 hours later, I put the dog in search mode, and when she came to the cinder block, she gave her primary alert. So that is 3 confirmations that there was a body or bodies buried at that site. During an unrelated search for different missing persons, and just really quickly, that just throws my whole idea out the window. I don't think ashes have a human decomp. So anyways, during an unrelated search for a different missing person just a few short weeks ago, I had the opportunity to meet with and talk briefly with Malehya Brooks Murray and a friend of hers, Cheryl Christine, for the first time. Knowing once again that none of the family members were a suspect in Jack and Lily's disappearance at that time, as indicated by the RCMP, I asked them the question, do you know where the information came from that led us to the church site on Lairg Road? They then looked at each other briefly as if to say, should we tell him? And Cheryl replied, Cheryl Wozniak. Right then and there, a red flag came up in my head. This tells me that they knew about the gravesite at the church. The conversation ended there. When Cheryl Wozniak was contacted, she stated she knew nothing about the gravesite at the church and certainly didn't notify us, please bring me home. And this is just ridiculous. Doesn't even live there. This was obviously a deflection on the part of Malehya and Cheryl Christine to steer me in the wrong direction. The information had to have been relayed to them by a please bring me home searcher and a close friend. Take 3 guesses, 2 don't count. That is it for me. I informed Please Bring Me Home that I will no longer provide cadaver dog services to them. Please Bring Me Home is a cesspool of problems. I will continue to search areas with my dog at the request of family members. Jack and Lily must be found. And again, before I go into chat and before I get into Melissa's take on this, I'm not saying whether I agree or disagree or condone or anything else, anything. I did not watch Shenanigans. I'm telling you the truth. I don't hear any of this shit. So I don't know what's true, what's false. He has the right to respond to the people who attacked him and tried to discredit him. However, having said that, let's hear from Melissa, and then I am going to go back and I'm going to look at chat, and yeah, I'll look at chat while you talk about what you just heard.
Well, that's a lot to unpack. So let's start with one of the last things you said about cremated remains and whether or not an HRD dog would hit on it. So I Googled it because that got me thinking, well, would they? So according to Google and according to AI, just as a preface there, Yes, especially trained dogs can hit on cremated remains, but standard cadaver dogs usually will not. Normal human remains detection dogs search for volatile organic compounds produced by soft tissue decomposition, which are destroyed during the high heat cremation process. However, specialized dogs can be trained specifically to detect the mic- microscopic bone fragments and residual chemical signatures left behind in cremation ash. So it is possible, but I would assume these aren't the specially trained dogs for cremated remains. So there's that. Something I learned in looking into this case is a gravestone can take on the scent of a grave. So somebody had took a gravestone, plopped it up against a tree, and a cadaver dog hit on it. I forget, Explore With Us or something like that. One of their videos had it in it. And then I started doing some research and I found out that's true, that a gravestone will kind of take in that scent and store it.
Can I just break in here really quickly? A little bit unrelated, off track a little bit, but I don't want to become one of those channels that say you can't talk about other creators. I don't want to start blocking people for being supportive or completely venomous towards one individual. But I'm going to say this once. Stop talking about shenanigans, what she says on her channel, unless it has to do with this specific email. We were able to stay focused on the conversation the other day when I replayed the video. Let's make that the habit here. Okay, please. I don't want to have to defend my chat. So please be kind, be adults. If you don't like somebody, block them. That's the end of it. I'll start removing people. Sorry for being an asshole, but it is what it is. Go ahead, Melissa. I apologize.
Don't worry, I was thinking kind of the same thing when I was reading chat. So my next question would be, so they searched the church that had a clandestine grave, but wouldn't all churches have graves? Don't almost all churches have a cemetery somewhere really close in vicinity? I mean, like, unless you're in town. But when you're out in the country, almost every church I've seen has a cemetery within close proximity. And how far away does a cadaver dog have to be? Can they be 50 feet away from where the scent is, or do they have to be on top of it? I'm not the one to ask that question because I don't know. I never had to really deal with that, but it makes me wonder. But if a dog hit on a piece of that soil 3 different times, then whether or not it's connected to Jack and Lily, it needs looked at. Because maybe it's somebody else who's missing. That's really all I have to say. He has a right to clap back at him. That's all I know.
I don't know. I didn't get the impression that this was clapping back. This was saying they called me unreliable and tried to discredit me. Here are my credentials, and explaining the entire situation in context. So I don't think that is drama. I don't think it is snapping back. I think it is answering to, unfair, basically persecution of his character. Like,
That
as
is
he
him
sees.
saying, if you're going to say this about me, I'm going to provide the facts and we'll let the people decide. I mean, he, by all means, had every right to show his credentials and basically say, look, you're wrong. Here's proof.
Yeah, this is like, it's really, really challenging, you guys, to find comments to put up. This is like off the hook. Like, really? Come on. We are better than this. We're giving Bob a platform in the way that he requested the platform, to answer to questions raised about his credibility, which he has the right to do. And beyond that, I don't care what anybody thinks of Damien. I don't care what anybody thinks of Shenanigans. And we're above that as a community. Thank you for the floating hearts and the gold coin. Go ahead.
Bonnie Garrett just sent, and it says, keep in mind it could be an unmarked grave. They would be smart to contact the cemetery or the church before digging, as they have a map of where people are laid to rest. Not a bad idea.
This was actually quite a distance from, let me find it again. Maybe we need a reminder. I've got it right here. I've got a little announcement while I'm pulling this up. So Bree and I started recording our audio podcast, and I will be uploading the video sessions of us recording the audio podcast. So season 4 is coming out September 1st. And then towards the end of October, she will be coming on live with me to do a live recording. So baby steps to get her up here. So just putting that out there. So I do want to watch this video. There's there is some sound to it. So let me just pause this and unmute, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think my sound issue, maybe not the echoing, but my sound issue should be taken care of. So I can actually play the sound through StreamYard. If it's shitty, you got to let me know, because as far as I'm aware, that sound issue has been rectified. For the most part, I'm not saying it's going to be perfect by any stretch, but better than it's been. This one, sound on, share. Again, guys, this is just Belinda went down there that day that I found out about this, just to take video and some pictures so I understood better what was going on. And this is the video. So she narrates through it. So be patient.
You're ready.
Yep. This is St. Andrew's Cemetery. This is a cemetery that belongs to St. Andrew's Presbyterian Church. And up ahead, you can see the church and how far away the graves are from the church.
So yeah, there's the, there's the drive. It's not terribly close. So that's the same story Shan told, but it was Christine, not Cheryl. Did Shenanigans simply misspeak, and she meant Cheryl Christine and not Christine Inrig? Because I know there was a lot of talk about that. And there was an I don't even know if I want to say this out loud, but there was insinuation that Daniel and Christine Inrig went and dug it up and moved the children. But the video that we saw from May 5th and Belinda's pictures from last week clearly show that has not been, it wasn't dug up before they started digging there. So I don't know. And I know, and innocent people, and like I said, I know you don't even live anywhere near Pictou County, Nova Scotia. Like, I know this. But for them just to pluck an innocent person who is going above and beyond constantly to raise awareness for missing people with the awareness materials, the work that you do, the garden, everything that you've done, and to pluck you out of the woodwork is unconscionable to me. Unconscionable. So, I would like to know why session 0 you think Bob is compromised. How so? How so? So it'd be safe to assume that if the RCMP already looked into that and know that it's not Jack and Lily's remains, and they wouldn't be looking into that. Okay, so Maritzka, I want everybody here to know that during the live stream that I had with Belinda, she was very clear to say that she does not believe that Jack and Lily were there, are there. If she didn't go and do what she did, she would always have the question, what if, in her head. So nobody, except wherever that rumor came out, is insinuating that Jack and Lily were there at one time and were moved. That there's one spot that you will hear that theory. And you would be surprised to hear how many people believe that. So I'm going to fast forward down. Have you seen anything that you want to address or we should address?
Not really, no. Ernestine says, why do you think the RCMP were not interested in that site where the dog hit? In my opinion, that makes us believe they know something else. They were asking for tips. Maybe, but I'm on Belinda's side here. I would want to go look into it as well, because like you would always have that in the back of your mind. Was that where they were? Is that where they're at?
Yeah, I bet Share Cares, I feel for you. And this is the whole purpose of me replaying the live stream the other day, was to try to remember a time when we were actually working together and not dragging innocent people into this. And when I say innocent, like I'd like to say I'm including Jordan and Chase and blah, 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 everybody else in this innocent pile that I talk about. While I don't think that they're involved in Jack and Lily's disappearance in any way, shape, or form, they're still connected. They're still friends with Daniel. And so, unfortunately, their names get drug into stuff. Right or wrong, it happens. But literally picking a name out of a friggin' chat because you're more well known because of the generous things that you do, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. This is what I'm talking about. Leave innocent people alone. Or Charlotte Wood, another name mentioned in there. Stop it.
That.
You're being ridiculous, and there's no reason. Like if I was going to pick two random people that I wanted to pluck in and use their names, Charlotte Wozniak and Charlotte Wood would be literally the last two. If you took any time to get to know and talk to these people, the last two people that I would want to negatively impact their input in this case. It's fucking ridiculous. So, my opinion only about that. So, the whole reason I played that live stream was to remember a time when we were working together. I'm not saying I want to work together again. I'm just saying cool it. Leave these people alone. You don't have to do what you're doing. Like, I don't know.
Leave innocent people out of it. Plain and simple. I don't care who they are. Leave the innocent people out of it. There were 3 people on the property. There are 2 missing children. Leave the innocent people out of it.
And while Marie is on this topic, thank you very much for my mods. Whether they're in here in their own name or you suspect there's somebody else using a fake account, just get them out. I don't want them here. Either one of them. None of them. They can be blocked. My block list can start growing again. They can go away. I don't want nor care to hear their opinions on anything. Damien was in the live stream where I was talking about what I was, no pun intended, but I was digging into because I had heard this, whatever it was, on Hidden in the Fog, and that I had reached out to Belinda and I was trying to get more information, like what I did, reach out to the Major Crimes Unit, the stuff that I did. Damien was in the chat and I allowed him to stay, and he was being respectful, and he said this is very useful information, and went on to, patronize me, saying that he appreciated my perspective and he likes me and blah, blah, blah. Waited for the live stream with Belinda and then did what they did. So done. It's over. No more being nice about it. They're not welcome here at all. And any serious effort to defend the things that they've done will be met with an invitation to leave as well. So, and strictly because of that, the innocent people that are just being plucked out of nowhere to try to discredit them, to try to bring their name into drama, to try to do whatever you're trying to do. Maybe they really had a problem with the rocks and the videos and the garden and the support and the awareness raising that Share Cares does. Maybe they had a serious problem with that. What else am I supposed to think? In my opinion. Floating heart. You couldn't hear it? Shoot. I mean, the narration was just saying that this is the cemetery that you see right here, and then drive all the way down that Laird Road to get to the spot where they where this hand dug grave was. Yeah, for sure. That would be great. My suggestion is to block it. Block it. I need to. Christine Enrig was there, but was someone else. I don't know. I didn't see what Sue said. No, it's all good. I want them gone. I don't want them here, even if you suspect it. And I think I might be towards the end here. What about remind me. Oh, Cheryl Christine. This is according to Bob the dog handler. Cheryl Christine and Malehya told him that the information about the grave came from Cheryl Wozniak. And where else would he get that name? I don't think he's making it up. I don't. So, like, and if you have, if you think that, just say, like, if Bob knew Belinda for years, would that make a difference to where his dog did or did not alert? Like, what is the implication? No, and I thought, like, we know it didn't. She doesn't even live in Nova Scotia.
Well,
But-
I will say, I will stand with Belinda and with Share Cares all day long. Come at me, I don't care. I will stand with and behind them any day of the week. But it doesn't matter. Whether or not Belinda knew him since he was a baby or she met him 2 months ago, it doesn't matter, because that dog doesn't give a crap how long my handler and that lady over there have known each other, because all it is focused on doing its work, which is picking up those scents. It doesn't care about anything else. And he said it perfectly. Dogs don't lie, people do.
Ain't that the truth? Sometimes Harley lies a little bit. Sometimes he says that he has to go pee when he doesn't. He just has to bark. So that's a little white lie, but I've come to expect it. It's different.
No.
This is different.
He likes to play the ASPCA commercial when somebody has food, but it's a different kind of lie. They're food based.
And I also have a screen recording of Nova putting out the information months before Bob did. So, who had spent the day with Bob during one of the searches. Just so you know. So, they want to talk about glass houses? Let's move on, please. Please. I just want everybody to leave innocent people alone. They're literally just trying to help. Just leave them alone. Thank you, Janie. And if I've missed any of those cool little thingies, I'm sorry and thank you so much. I don't know what you're screaming at there. Seaweed, what got you upset? What'd Ron say? I can't go back and look. Do you want to just talk about stuff? And I'm going to find the video that I want to play. And just because what I wanted to do is I wanted to go through and I wanted to write down the questions in that Monsters of Sabotage video. I wanted to write down the questions that Moss had for Malehya, because some of them were good, but because the whole thing, and I told you about the pool and the wasp and everything, I just didn't get there. So I want to pull it up and we're going to watch it. Okay. So go. Thank you, Maritzka. Snacks for Harley. Thank you. I'll let him know. And Sinister, that's so nice of you. If you did get that from Sinister Nanny, please pay it forward somewhere, somehow, and make sure you thank Sinister. Hello, Brian. Absolutely not. Seaweed is not Kristen Enrig. No. No. Innocent. All right. Go ahead, Melissa. I'm going to look for this video.
Oh, wow. I don't know why you tell me to talk. I ain't got nothing to say. Celine says, who found the pink blanket, the gravesite, and the footprints? All different people. I see where you're going, but all different people. That sounds to me like certain people need to be charged for interfering with an active case. Bring them up on charges. Some of them, yes. I know in the United States we have a freedom to speech, and I don't know about you guys, but definitely feel like some interference is going on. Yes, we all stand with Cheryl. Or Cher.
Cher cares, absolutely. Okay, cool. I'm not defending anyone. I am stating facts because things keep getting misinterpreted and assumptions get made, and then everyone thinks the assumptions is truth. And that goes for all the channels, whether you support them or not. We only get unverified information because we don't get anything from the RCMP. So to me, it doesn't matter who's saying it. Prove it. Otherwise, it's speculation. So for you to say you're stating facts, unless you got it, and we proved a couple of weeks ago that even if it's in the court docs, doesn't mean it's completely accurate. Like they messed up a couple of times in there, absolutely. So I think it's safer to say that it's all speculation. And that way nobody can make assumption about misinformation being factual. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. There's no rewind button. We can't go back and we cannot fix this problem. All we can do is try to do better. That's all we can do. So it makes a difference to you because you did not know him. And I can understand why it would be more personal for you, but even if you did, it wouldn't affect my opinion on the dog hitting on that soil 3 separate times. So, it just didn't.
Yeah, I had kind of was looking at this and waiting for a time to say it because, yes, it matters, Belinda, to you because you didn't know him. But I know for myself, I am speaking as far as, does you knowing Bob have anything to do with the credibility of a dog hit? And it doesn't. It doesn't make a difference whether you know him or don't know him as far as the dog hit goes.
Yes. And I have spoken to both as well, and I can assure you they're not the same person. Absolutely. So Seaweed had at Ron Mexico and then capital letters no. So I don't know what she was referring to. Maybe it was a typo. I have no idea. She might not have been mad. I don't know. Put words in my mouth. Okay. What people say on record is facts, such as when people say Shan said Malehya was drugged, when in fact she didn't say that. No matter what you think, Malehya or Shan, the truth matters. Doesn't make it true, though, is my point, Cool. That doesn't make it a fact. And I believe that she wasn't the first one, but she repeated it, absolutely. But she did say that Malehya had mono. Screen recording. Don't watch it. I just get it. Charmaine will be following Daniel's court date and what happens and who is the victim, although I think we know. Yeah, I probably won't talk about that. Not until there's a clear and definite connection to Jack and Lily's case. And I have no interest in covering that. No, absolutely not. Can you please put Melissa update doc link so I can bookmark it? She has not updated it yet. She's been working all summer. Hopefully she'll have time now.
Actually.
You did? With what?
Yes.
What'd you do?
I know what section it was in. I just don't remember what I added at this exact second. So hold on a minute, because it's under media links. I remember. I think it was the Malehya's interview. Actually, it was Malehya's interview. I did update that. That is in there.
Okay, perfect. We will get that link to you ASAP. So you guys, this video, I don't know if everybody's watched it, but a lot of them are good questions. And so I did fast forward it a little bit to get past their intro thingy there. Oh, there it is right there. Boom. Thanks, Melissa. Thank you. There was a new team on Daphne's last night. I saw a link. Somebody on Facebook posted a link. I was preoccupied with AI picture creations. All right. Anyways, I suspect how many? 799 views. So anyway, a lot of you have probably seen this already, but we're going to see if we can maybe start a conversation about some of these questions. Sound good? Hope so. 2.5 hours already. Holy shit. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead. Do you have anything you want to say, Melissa?
No, not really. So are you gonna like play question one and then we stop and talk about it, or do I need to write
I
my
think
answers
so.
down?
Depends on the question. I
Fair.
can. Like, I'll stop and then I'll ask you if you're good,
Yeah,
basically.
because I haven't seen this one yet.
Okay. Cool. Let me know if the sound is messed up for any reason. Oh, look. It looks like Harley wants to go out. Do you want to come and say hi first? Come here. Here's his nose. It's the best you're going to get today. But okay, I'm going to hit play. Write it down until I get back, okay? Because I have to go downstairs to let him out here. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Turn my camera off. Turn the mic off.
Go. So undersold. Every question was like glass, trying to hold the moments fast to this point. Then let it show. Where did Jack and Lily go? Hey, 8:30 rings another call. Whispers echo down the hall. Teachers asking, are they there? But silence answers in the air. Medical files, time gone by. Who checked in and who said why? Fear or truth or something more behind the hidden door. Every step that came that day feels like it drifted far away. Where did you gently go? Through the woods so untold. Every question cuts like glass, trying to hold the moments past your lovers. Then let it show. Where did Jack and Lily go? In the woods of Nova Scotia, the morning turned gray. Two little souls disappeared and never came back that day. The searchers walked from. Okay, so let's just talk about this. I only caught the last question and this question. So you go ahead, Melissa.
Okay, I'm here. Which question do you want me to respond to? There were 6.
We're at 6 already? Jeez, Harley walked slow. How about all of them? Let's just catch up and then we'll stop and we'll do each individual question after you're done. Because I missed all of that.
Well, so when it comes to why were Jack and Lily not changed into pajamas and put to bed in the same clothes, I believe the excuse for that was that the laundry had not been put away yet. But my memory may serve me incorrectly on that one.
No, you're correct. That was the reason why they went to bed in the same clothes. That's what Malehya said. Yep.
So then you come to
In the
number
court docs.
Yes. According to the court documents, yes. Then number 2 was a large dog visiting the property. If so, whose dog was it and how long was it there? I don't know how long it was there or whose dog it was, but I tend to believe Belinda when she tells me something, and Belinda said she heard a large dog and she seen a dog and it was not Fluffy. So, or what's its name? Not Fluffy. Tucker. Whatever.
Tucker.
Same thing. So I tend to believe Belinda that she did see a larger dog. So, that was question 1. I gotta find it here.
So, hello, Monsters of Sabotage. Exposing true crime can go. Thank you, mods.
So, question 3, did your mother and her friend come to the home to assist you with a medical situation involving the children? I'm not even sure where that question come from, so I wouldn't even know how to begin to answer that one. Or was go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, let's move on from Cool J. Let's just stop arguing, and we're focusing now on this video and the questions. Okay, please, thank you. Block Cool J if you don't want to see what they say. Thank you.
Then question 4 is why at approximately 11 p.m. Was a phone call made to Cindy? What was discussed in that phone call? Good question. Um, Fair question. I've asked that myself a couple of times. Don't have an answer for it, but 5 is, did you tell your grandmother Patty that you had a plan before Jack and Lily went missing? If so, what did you mean by having a plan? If we go by, I believe it was Durwood that said that, then yes, but that hasn't been, to my knowledge, in any court paperwork or said by the RCMP or anybody else. So I don't know about that. And as far as question 6, with having communication with the Brookside of the family, clearly not very often, because her own dad and grandmother didn't know that the kids were even missing for what, 3 days? So clearly not very often.
Real quick, thank you very much, Janie. That's very nice of you. Pounds. The exchange rate is crazy. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Go back and read how this unfolded. I am just stating facts and people take issue with the facts. I understand. But, and I hope you understand that I have a problem with the word facts in this case. Anything that you say is verifiable. Again, you have to remember, I do not watch that channel. Okay. So I don't know what kind of receipts were shown or whatever, nor do I care. I don't think it has a thing to do with what happened to Jack and Lily. But it's a two-way street. If you engage with people, they're going to snap back. And that's exactly what's going on in this case. So please, if people are harassing you, block them. You're welcome here to share your opinions as always. But we got to stop. We just got to stop with the back and forth and feeding into the negativity where we're trying to do something a little bit different here. It's truly the only way that I can continue talking about Jack and Lily is to just shut it out, block it, and anybody that I even suspect is going to bring it here has got to go. So let's just move on. So are you good now? You've answered this?
Yeah,
And
I've answered all the way up to 6.
perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play.
Miles and miles calling through the trees while a broken hearted community dropped down to its knees. Pictures on the telephone, posters on the wall, questions growing louder with no answer.
You're muted.
I was just saying, I don't know if Monsters of Sabotage is still here, but I don't know where that one came from. Is it a rumor or like do we know? Like, was it said somewhere that Child Protective Services was coming to take Jack and Lily? Because I've never heard that. Do you have anything to say about that one?
Well, the only thing I can think on this is remember the school supposedly called CPS more than once, and CPS had been to the house, according to Daniel, in regards to them having issues at school, which I doubt was the reason, but nonetheless, it has been said that CPS was at the house. So maybe this is just an inference from that.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and play a few through.
Monsters on the floor. Questions growing louder with no answers at all. Every road leads somewhere, every story leaves a trace. But the truth still hides its shadow and refuses to show its face. Someone knows, someone knows what happened to Jack and Lily. Where did those babies go? Through the rumors and the noise, through the stories people tell, there's a truth beneath the surface, and it isn't hidden well. Someone, oh, someone knows. One day all the pieces will finally be exposed. The search was barely started when the talk began to spread. People asking difficult questions that still echo in their heads. Why did things unfold the way they did? Why do doubts remain? Why does every answer seem to bring another layer of pain? Friends took over conversations, defenders filled the air. Some saw explanations, others felt there was something there. Accusations started flying, sides were quickly drawn. But the children at the center seemed forgotten as time moved on. Someone knows, what happened to Jack and Lily? Where did those babies go? Through the noise and noise, through the stories people tell, there's a truth beneath the surface, and it isn't hidden well. Someone, oh, one day all the pieces will finally be exposed. How could any heart, how could anyone, the two precious children vanished? Questions still live on. No excuses, no distractions, no more battles over pride. Keep the focus on the children. Keep their names alive. Someone knows. Someone knows. What happened to Jack and Lily? Where did
Smart
those
enough to pick up
babies go?
how
It's never comes forward. We'll keep asking why. We'll keep searching for the answers. We won't let the story die. Someone, oh, someone knows. For Jack and Lily Sullivan, the world deserves to know. three. Hey, oh no, no, no.
Wow, my sound
Yeah,
is
yeah,
messing up.
yeah. Thursday night, the house went still. Two little children, time stood still. Goes on them, the night moved on, and morning came, and they were gone. And 11 p.m. phone lit the dark, leaving questions, leaving marks. What was said before the night was through? What did anyone know and who? Where did Jack and Lily go? Through the woods, oh, where we need to know. Every question cuts like glass, trying to understand the past. Not for anger, blame or shit. We just need to know. They go. Two little names we won't let fade. 8:30 brought another call, and the teacher's message through it all. When did the search for the children begin? Medical questions, family ties, stories so beneath changing skies. Who was there and who was called? Who had answers when the children were lost? Every minute matters now. Every question tells us how. The truth is waiting to be. Where did Jack and Lily go? Through every road we need to know. Through every forest, field, and trail. We'll follow every lead we can. Not for fame and not for fight, but to bring the truth into the light. Two little names we won't let fade. Was there fear about CPS? Was there a plan or something less? Why leave so soon after they were gone? Why move away before the search moved on? Family members, where were they? Who was called that May 2nd day? Why weren't every resource used? Yeah, too many voices, too many games, too many people hiding names. Truth gets buried, past get blocked by the hands of time. Keep ticking on the clock. In the sabotage, it'll wake us. Let the facts speak for themselves today, cuz MOS won't quit, won't turn away. Searching for the answers from a man. Good or bad, the truth must stand. No more obstacles, no sleight of hand. For every question, for every page, it's time to end the sabotage. Yeah. Hey, yeah. Everybody's talking, but nobody's saying much. Rumors hit the gravel while the truth stays stuck. Everybody's picking sides, everybody's throwing shade. Meanwhile, two little kids still haven't been saved. Time keeps rolling while we're wasting another day. Everybody's got opinions, but the truth slips away. How much longer can the circus go on? Jack and Lily should have been home long before now. Questions, so many questions. Nobody wants to answer why. Questions. So many questions, what to in the children are still out of sight. Some questions, enough the games. Quit chasing attention, quit chasing the fame. The truth ain't a trophy, the truth ain't a show. Children are missing, that's all we should know. Answer the questions, put it into it. Stop making distractions. Every time, quit feeding drama. Start speaking what's real. Justice begins when the truth revealed. Yeah. Everybody's arguing, friendships falling apart. Social media battles pulling people apart. Every week's another headline, another brand new state. While we're still praying those kids are alright. People see new posts and new circles every day. More online views getting in the way. Things keep changing, stories come and go. But where's the truth? That's what we need to know. The internet's loud, but the interstate quiet. Everybody's fighting while the rumors start a riot. Who remembers why we're standing here today? Two children disappeared, that should never fade away. No more smoke, no more noise, no more drowning out those voices. If you know something, now's the time. Tell the truth and stop the crime. History remembers every choice that's made. Whether you spoke up or walked through, answer the questions. Enough of the games. Only deepens the pain. We're searching for truth, not a different headline. Really, it's forward, it's long past time. If you do something, don't miss out. When help bring the light, where the darkness has been. Truth is what matters, not who's right or wrong. Bring those kids home where they belong. Can hit on MLS all you want. That ain't nothing new, we've heard it for months. We'll keep standing, we ain't backing down. We'll keep asking questions from town to town. There are people who believe the truth still matters, standing beside us through all the noise and chatter. We'll keep searching, we'll keep pushing through till the facts come out and the answers are you. Wanna stay on the truth will come to light. We'll keep asking questions.
Yeah, I mean, this is much better, you guys. Showing support for some, I mean, excellent questions. Obviously, most of us have these same questions, and some of them I didn't think of. But, I mean, these are all great questions for Malehya. And, like, just peachy. How could she possibly answer these questions that are not verbatim? And then somebody, who was it? Sorry, stop with the bull crap. She wouldn't answer them anyway. And then how do you know? Because the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. That's how. 15 months she hasn't looked for her kids. So she's not answering a single one of these questions. But it's still good for her to see the questions so that if by some miracle she does do another interview, maybe she'll answer some. Maybe. You never know. Do you have anything else? I noticed Ian just got home from work. I didn't realize the time. I haven't made him supper. I have to tell him about the wasp too. Go ahead, Melissa, for a minute.
I don't really have much to say. I mean, I think, there were like 30 questions there, so that may be a video in and of itself, but I don't know how soon or how long it'll be till you guys see me again. Things may have changed, so you may see a lot more of me in the near future.
Like here or on your own channel?
Both.
Beautiful. Love that. Love that for you and for me. Remind me, please, to switch you over to co-host. Now, before I go, I'm going to remind everybody about Darius. We're not gonna not pay attention to that. Unfortunately, I exit out of it. So again, it's on my community page. Go and grab it. If you like this video from Monsters of Sabotage, go and subscribe. I notice I'm not this isn't my, this is my other account. I'm subscribed with my this account, but not my other account. But anyways, go subscribe, watch the video. It's always good to see people refocusing on the kids. And that's what we're trying to do here too. It's unfortunate that people have to start getting blocked, but we need to build a different space, a different environment. We need to focus on what matters. And yeah, and just FYI, I told Ian I got stung by a wasp, and he said, "What'd you do that for?" That's what I get.
So she could get sympathy from you, of course.
See, he doesn't care, you guys. Okay. Anything else, Melissa? I'm gonna end it here because I can hear his stomach growling from here.
Now let's end it here and we'll pick up again soon.
Yes, Ian is being mean. And good closing words. If we all turn our back to the noise and stand together, we should get the answers sooner. Agreed. Thank you for joining me, Melissa, and thank you everybody for being here and all of your generosity. I super, super appreciate it. Again, go sub up to Monsters of Sabotage if you enjoy their content. Yeah. You big mean. I was stung. My back is swollen.
You're supposed to
don't.
kiss it and make it better.
Well,
Get her some ice cream.
Or something. You can show your butt on a live stream, but you can't help me. Whatever.
get ice cream.
We're gonna fight. I can sense it. Anyway, have a great night, everybody. Let's do this again tomorrow when Ian's not around and I don't have a wasp bite on my back. All right.
Just try and find some sympathy.
Honey needs. They all do. They're nice to me.
Still got my back. I'm so sorry. Why were you fighting with the wasps?
Okay. Night, everybody. Bye.